All right, excellent, good stuff. We are live, folks. Once again, we're here for a discussion of football topics, sprinkled with a hint of blue cheese. I'm your host, Jono, over here in New Jersey. Over across the river in New York City is the good captain. Captain, say hi to the folks.
Hello, people.
Excellent, good stuff. We don't have a street correspondent. It poured down with snow. It was diabolical. Did this. I'm 6'4", and that snow pile reached up to my knees. And apparently this weekend we got another nor'easter coming. So there is no one on the street. Yeah, I'm coming down to you in a minute. So we're going further south to the Carolinas, and the good doctor is still fighting on the front lines of this COVID-19. Apparently, we're going to raise a glass to him and all the victims, those who have died. We do know that the vaccine is coming out. Apparently, we are slowly turning the corner, and so we hope for better days where we can all meet and have a pint together. With that, we head down to the great sunny state of Florida, which never a drop of snow ever drops. How say you to that, Reef, to the folks?
You know what? Hello, everybody. It's never snow drop, but it's cold in here. It's cold, like 30 degrees 2 nights ago, and last night was 40. Today is 50. We have some iguana, a lot of them dying because it's so cold. So, yeah, I'm not in the north with the snow. I wish I was, but I'm in sunny Florida.
No, it's true. I mean, I think the whole country is suffering from colder weather because the cold front is moving through. Did any of you guys see Puxatawny Field, the groundhog?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Asshole. 6 more weeks.
Okay. All right. Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay. With that being said, we said this week that the Premier League is at the halfway stage, and now we're heading down to the business end of the thing. We are going to grade our managers, starting from A, Arteta, Arsenal. How say you, Chef? What grade do you give Arteta?
C.
Okay. Reef?
I think, the season is not over, but for mid-season, it's an up and down. It cannot go higher than that. He's have a yo-yo season, so I think C is correct.
I'm in agreement. We're all in agreement. For me, the C is a disappointment, to truth be told. From the start of the season, where they had won the FA Cup, they had got themselves sorted, they had managed to get Partey from Atletico, and we thought, they've gone and got this Odegaard, but they forget that they picked up Ceballos from Real Madrid as well before that. So they're going around saying that, oh, we've got this new number 10, this new wonder number 10. We shall see. So at this moment, and they keep on racking up red cards. The average is 3 per Premier League team. They have 9. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, David Luiz can't stop getting red cards. Oh, I can't believe
where's
that
the discipline?
Where's and that's up to the manager.
Right. So a C, really, for me, a C is generous because of such a disappointment.
I'm going to redo my grade and give him a D.
No. See, it is. It's on the record. All right, let's go next. Dean Smith and Aston Villa. Reef.
Aston Villa, I give him B+. I didn't expect Aston Villa to be what they are right now. I didn't see it happening in the season. The entire Premier League is a yo-yo. It's like nobody is a solid up there, so I think I give him a B-.
Oh, from B+ now to B-?
No, I'm sorry. B-.
B-. Okay. Schiff, Dean
An
Smith. A.
An A. Like, this was a team I thought that would be fighting for relegation, and they're fighting for top 4. And they're playing wonderful football. They're fun to watch. They have a philosophy. They have beaten some big teams. I don't know how you can give them anything but an A. Dean Smith an A. He's
I'm
turned
going to
the
give
team
him
around.
an A-. I'm giving him A- because there's room to grow. 2, they are at this moment seems to be treading water. They are coming up against it and treading water here and there. Top 10, yes. Top 4, no. So for that, A-, and we'll see what next year brings. All right. The Giant Killers, Brighton and Graham Potter. How say you shift to Graham Potter?
I'll give him a B based on the last 2 results. He would have been a C last week. But now I think he moves up to a B. They played some really good football. He has a philosophy that's fun. But the results were just not there until the last 4 games, right? They were struggling with the relegation. Now I think they're probably safe. But as much as last week, they were only like 5 points off Fulham, and now beating Tottenham and Liverpool. So B.
Okay. Reef, considering this is for the whole 19 to 20 games that's taking place, how do you grade Brighton?
C.
What do you say?
C.
C?
Yeah, absolutely C.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, I'm looking on the past 19 games.
Yep.
I'm not going to look, in the last 19 games, I'm moving it from C to B or B plus. It's a C. They did good for 4 games. It's not changing the other 15 games that they play. So I see it as a C.
But if you also saw their 15 games where they were not getting the results, which I think they deserve, they were playing well with a philosophy. And that's all a manager can do.
Right. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give them a C+. The plus because they were able to get the results over Tottenham and Liverpool. However, the C is that when they should have finished some games and get to where they were of the style they played, they failed. They failed. Yes, granted, the referee gave Manchester United another 10 minutes within the game, but you should not have put yourself in that position where Man United. In fact, this game should have finished 2-0. They have a habit of not actually, when they have the people on the throat, of killing it. They could have killed this game 2-0 right at the end, but for a few silly misses, etc. and so forth, you know? So for that, they're going to get a C+. All right, Burnley and Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche in Pacific. We're looking at the managers. So Sean Dyche as a manager.
I'm going to give him a B-. I think he's done a decent enough job. I thought they would be struggling a little bit more. They were struggling early on. He made adjustments, and now they've come out of it. I think that's a good job for a manager to do. He made mistakes. He covered his mistakes, and he's growing.
All right.
And the team is growing.
Reef, as a manager, Sean Dyche, who last season finished on 10th. However, they had a small or no financial budget. How say you to Sean Dyche managing Burnley?
C.
Okay. All right.
I mean, like I'm going to repeat myself again and again. It's a lot of yo-yo. Is no strong formation consistently every game.
Right.
So that's why that's what I might score for the manager.
I'm going to give him a C, but with a plus, C+ for holding him above water he has the smallest budget of most teams, and also the ability to have kept them in the Premier League. And he looks like he'll keep them in the Premier League for at least another season until he leaves. So for that, he gets the plus. But it is C. You don't finish 10th last year and then end up treading water badly this year. All right. We're going to listen. C is the next one for Chelsea. Tuchel just started, Triple T. And so for the whole thing, for the 19 games, I'm going to give 21 games or 19 games, I'm going to give it a C and leave it there because we have room to judge at the end of the season. Does everybody agree with that for Tuchel and Chelsea? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So let's jump to Crystal Palace and Uncle Roy. Shiv, what do you have Uncle Roy?
D+. I mean, like, for the team he has, Eze and Zaha are so much fun to watch.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what he's doing with that team.
Yep.
I'm not grading the Crystal Palace as a team. I'm grading Uncle Roy. I don't think
Mhm.
he's done a good job.
Reef.
I think I put him as a C plus. I mean, I think he's have a lot more to fix and correct there. I think things change with the second part of the season. I believe so. I think they're going to come up from there. So for the manager in particular, I think he's a C plus.
Okay, I'm going to give them a C, but a minus. A C that in February they now have 29 points. So at this stage, with say all they need really is 10 more points, 39, and they're in for another season. But the minus for Roy specifically is that you have the assets. It's not that okay, you didn't get anything. As you said, Eze is prime. You had the ability to get Bashwai, who can actually play football, believe it or not, when he's let the freedom. They can actually play football. But it seems as though February 29, by maybe March or April, we'll get our 39, which is our 40, and then May we'll probably get one game, and then or they can draw all their games from now to the end of the season and survive. And that's what it seems. They're content with that. So there's no major growth for those players coming through. They have young players. They have C minus. All right. E for Everton. Reef. Ancelotti.
Everton, I give them B plus.
Okay.
I think the manager doing amazing job there. He's ever team, he's ever play. Is there some player that's injured, like Rodriguez that's injured for a long time? He can find a way, still sending the team out, still getting the results. Sometimes not. But to where they're standing right now for Everton and the manager of Everton, I think it deserves a B plus.
Schiff.
I concur. I think they're doing a really good job, outdoing expectations, but somehow against teams that you expect them to beat, like Newcastle last week, they sometimes just
They wet the
fell
bed.
off.
Yeah.
They wet the bed.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can't give them anything higher than a B plus because they are fun to watch. They are organized well, and Uncle Carlos done a decent job.
All right, I would agree with the B plus, but I'm actually going to give them one grade up, A minus. Simple reason is that they've touched the top four a few times this year. I think it's over for them touching the top four. I don't think they're going to see the top four again. And I know it's yo, but at this stage, I think they're not going to see the top four again. So because of that, they get the minus, the A minus bit because of the top four. If not, it's a B plus all around. You're absolutely right. F for not F for Fulham, but Fulham is next. Chelsea boy, former England captain, Scotty Parker. How say you, Reef?
Fulham, in my point of view, a D minus. It's so difficult to give any team like high score when there's no consistency there. That's what the point of the game game is, to be consistent, and it's not consistency. So I think D minus is my thing.
All right, as a manager, Schiff, how do you rate Scotty Parker?
C plus. I had no expectations of Fulham, and they again started off very slow. He reorganized that defense. That defense is doing so much better. Today they're disappointed, but if you look at the last like 8 or 9 games, they have a bunch of draws. They can't get the win, but there's only so much a manager can do. He's organized the defense well. He's has them playing better. I still think they're going to go down, but I expected them to go down, right? And I think they're playing okay football, and the manager's doing a decent job with the assets he has.
Yeah, I'll give him a C as well for the job that he's doing, and because he's also a Chelsea boy. All right, let's go. Leeds is next. Leeds, Bielsa. How say you, Schiff?
I'll give him. Okay, my head says a B plus, but I'm putting him down to a C because I'm sick of the commentators talking about how brave he is. I'm just sick of that, and also his squatting. So he drops down a couple of grades for that. Stop squatting. Go sit down or stand up.
Wow. Absolutely wow. Reef, put some sense into this for me, por favor. Bielsa.
Shiv, you hate the guy for no reason. Find a
Come
good
on, he's
reason.
squatting like
The guy
Give a good
sitting on the
reason.
edge of the line of the pitch and watching, not taking a chair, being on his knee, not on his knee, but squatting and watching his team playing.
Why can't he stand up and watch the game?
This is
You can
how it's
seize
comfortable
it.
for him.
Thank you.
What? Why are you judging him? Because, you know, it's something unique that you see that you never see. He's amazing manager, in my point of view. I expect for him more because all the history that he's had, I expect him more. In the beginning of the season, he was so good that I'm like, start to get all his players for the fantasy. And slowly, I got rid of them because they're not bringing the results home. They're not bringing the results home. I think I will give him C plus for the remainder of the season, for the past 19 games. I really want to see him doing better. I really want to see him because I really like the guy. I don't know why. As a manager, as a personality and everything, I really like the guy.
Twice you guys have had the opportunity and you failed. Give Bielsa a B. B for Bielsa. Give him a B.
I mean, I was going to give him a B, but then the squatting really got to me.
All right, Bielsa, I'm going for a B. All right, Brendan Rodgers, Leicester. Schiff.
A minus. I think he's done a really good job. Leicester's in the top 4. I believe they're going to fade a little bit. How long is Vardy out for?
He's going to be out for at least the whole month, to maybe the end of February.
And then they have Europa League if they advance with that. I think they're going to fade, but so far I think he's done a really good job of.
Okay, where in the league do you think they're going to finish?
Probably Europa League. It's going to be amazing. I think I think they'll be in the race for the 3 to 6. I think they're like 5 teams that could finish there, and it's going to be an amazing season.
Okay. Reef, Brendan Rodgers, how say you? Former Chelsea.
Again, he's another manager that I really enjoy watching. Leicester doing good. I understand what you said about Vardy is out, but they have other players that Madison is playing very good. Bones playing very well, and he's scoring in the meantime that Vardy is out. So I think they have a cover there. From this point and this reason that even Vardy is out, they continue pushing forward. I think for him, I think he deserves A minus.
Okay, I concur. So we all concur A minus because at least they've touched the top 4. They've been hovering in and out of the top 4. They most likely they'll probably finish out of the top 4, but at least they kept on fighting and doing, I believe, a far better job than say Ancelotti, who wouldn't see the top 4 anymore, or even the person who his game basically put the nail in his coffin, which was Frank Lampard. Rodgers for it. So Rodgers is doing an A minus job over there. Gentlemen, we've come to the 2. It's Liverpool for L and M for Man City. Klopp and Pep Guardiola. They're meeting this Sunday for the big game. I know most people over here in the States are thinking it's a Super Bowl. For us, the big game is Liverpool versus Man City. First of all, grades for the managers. Schiff, give me a grade for Klopp and then a grade for Pep, please.
Klopp, I'll give him a C plus and A minus for Guardiola.
Okay.
And I think because
no, I'm gonna come to that, guys. I'm gonna give first. I'm taking the grades and I'm jotting them down. C minus, man. All right, and then what's there? All right, then you can do your explanation. Reef, give me a grade for Klopp and then give me a grade for Pep, please.
Okay, for Pep, for Liverpool manager, I will give him B plus,
Okay.
and for Guardiola, I give him A.
Okay. Oh, so
A
both of you
minus. Sorry, A minus. A minus.
okay, so both of you got in the A's for him.
B
Shift.
plus and A minus.
Okay, I've got it. Shift.
What
Explain
about
why.
yours? What about your grades?
What am I grade? I'm going to give what's the name? Guardiola an A minus, and I'm going to give Klopp a B. All right. All right. So why did you, of all people, give Klopp a C minus? How say
I
you,
said-
Shift?
I said C plus.
Oh, you're giving him a plus now for his C.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
A C plus.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I really thought Liverpool, they won the title. They should have been up for it. Yes, they lost Van Dijk and they have lost all the defenders, and Jordan Henderson is playing there, but they are so toothless going forward. In the last 6 games, right? They got something of West Ham and Tottenham. And Tottenham, I think it had everything to do with the fact that Harry Kane got injured and that Aurier thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have scored in that game either. They can't break down teams anymore. I know Thiago was supposed to be this amazing signing, but he just slows the game down. He has a phenomenal front three who can't score. He's not and you know, Henderson needs to be in the midfield. Your guys got injured. Play the defenders you have. Let Henderson protect them. He doesn't want to change his formation at all. 4-3-3, no matter who he has, no matter what he's doing, he's not adjusting to that. And teams are finding it out. They're ponderous in going forward. They're leaky in the back. And I have not liked what I've seen of Liverpool in the last 6 to 7 weeks because they have not adjusted at all. And that's what makes a good manager. When things go wrong, how do you adjust?
And he hasn't adjusted. The fact that he has lost every single one of his centre halves and still found people to play in that position and contribute and still remain in the top 3 of the league is not adjusting. Reef,
no, but he's not adjusting. He's not adjusting his formation. He's always going to play a 4-3-3, no matter what happens, no matter what the players are. You don't have the players. Change your formation.
And what? Give me an example of what the formation you believe he should play, and give the players.
He should go to a 4 with Henderson holding and a double pivot and only one up top.
Hang on, a 4 with Henderson open. So who's the double pivot? Henderson and who in the double pivot?
Genie.
Okay, and then who should be the 3 then? Next then. So you're talking about a 4-2-3-1.
I think you have Shaqiri. You have Thiago playing the 10.
No, Thiago ain't a 10.
Yes.
When was the last time Thiago played the 10?
I mean, when's the last time Henderson played centre back?
He's been playing centre back the last couple of games. They've been winning 3-1.
Okay. It is time for desperation, and I think he needs to be more inventive rather than keep the 4-3-3. I don't get paid the big bucks.
Reef.
I get paid the small bucks to criticize the big bucks.
That don't count. Reef, how say you to your plus
First
grade?
thing I believe about his formation, I don't have any problem whatsoever. Chief, if you don't remember and you're watching this for so long, I wish Doc was here. It's so, and I'm sure John going to support me on that 100%. It's so hard to do season after season. So many things trying to do it. It's so freaking difficult.
Yeah.
Because this year was COVID.
Yeah.
They stopped for 100 days. They're coming back. Think about everything with body fatigue. How difficult it is to go from stop for 100 days, bring back again, injury coming up. Every team have it. Did you see the list of the injury they have it? That's the results for what's going on.
Yep.
I mean, like every player, now Mane is injured. Every player they have there that play through the season until now for the next game is injured. So in my point of view, is that a very good swipe in the back in the beginning, is fall for injury and stuff like that. I like his strategy that he's playing. I like he playing 4-3-3. I think it's very good strategy. The keeper is injured right now. There's so many problems in the team.
It's just
and
unbelievable.
I think this is the reason why they're losing volume, they're losing power.
Yep. It's just unbelievable. Go ahead, Reef.
This is the reason I see they've been A for me in the beginning. and now they're going to be plus because they're still plus, they're still in the top things, they're still holding it in the teeth and going forward. They didn't give up. You know what? I truly believe that this weekend is going to be a good game. I don't want we'll talk about it later, but it's going to be a good game.
All right, gentlemen. Pep, everybody gave him A and A minuses. Why did you give him a pure A, Schiff?
Because I think he's done a great job. I think part of giving the managers grades is how they started and how they've adjusted to how the season has gone along, right? Everybody's got injuries, everybody's had a tough time, and he's adjusted. Now, I suspect a lot of it that has to do with Ruben Diaz. That guy is such a signing. He's for me the signing of the season. He's transformed City into a defensive behemoth. And Pep, over the years, City has been a team that wins 3-1, 4-2, goals flowing. They're winning 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, right? That requires adjustments that I think he's done a great job of making this season.
Schiff, you play fantasy football, right? Who's your centre back for your team?
Johnny Stones.
Okay, thank you. Not Diaz, not the signing of the year. You say this every week, and every week we come to the same thing. Step up.
Again, fantasy is not about who the best player is, because like in Tottenham, the best player is Højbjerg, but I would never pick Højbjerg because it's about who gets the points. Diaz and Johnny Stones are going to get the same amount of points for a clean sheet, but I think Johnny Stones is more likely to score a header than Diaz is.
Well, okay, fine. So, all right. Okay, listen, we're going to bypass the game. We're going to come back to the game this weekend and see what your C+ and your what's the name, A- does. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United. Reef, you're first.
You know what? I'm in difficult even saying it. You know that.
I know.
When credit is deserved for someone, I will give credit.
Okay.
In my point of view, it deserves the A. I never see him in a season bring the team that he had. And we're talking about him so many times that he's just follow instruction from the board and he's like whatever you call it, a puppet or whatever you call it. But my point is doing the job, is bringing the bacon home. And because he's bringing the bacon home, this is why he's on the top 10, sitting comfortably, enjoy it. You have to write it on for the rest of the season, and it's a first trophy for him for amazing trophy that he's got from where he starts.
Do you agree of him raising the trophy up? I've there's so many scenes of me raising it up in May.
Listen, I hope it's not happening, but if it's happening, I give him all the credit. He deserves A. Why not A+? They have like a rough patch in the middle. That's what he's taking the plus out, but he's deserved A.
Schiff, how say you to the puppet who's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his grade for the season?
So I struggle with this one because I genuinely think Man United have been the luckiest team this season with the 90+ goals and the 100th minute goals and the penalties and the VAR decisions. But when you're grading somebody, if you guess on a couple of questions and they come right, you still get the A.
Yep.
And like I said, I'd like to think about how a person started, how they're going. Now, if you want me to make a prediction, I think they're going to come down. I don't think this is sustainable. But for now, I think it's A because he's made the adjustments and they are first or second.
Yep, you guys are generous. I gave him an A- because of how they started. A, if there's room for improvement to go up to A. B, when the Europa League kicks in, etc. And their progress within the FA Cup added to it. But until then, I'm going to give them an A- and say puppet. Even Pinocchio became a real boy. Okay, next, N for Newcastle and Bruce. Reef, how do you have for Bruce?
I give him a C minus.
Oh, that's generous.
And you know, again, I'm repeating myself and again. It's the same yo-yo with every single team. Is none one of them can stay. I mean, for all the time, the same situation. And C minus for me.
Schiff?
D minus. His team is dreadful. His tactics are predictable, and I don't know what he brings to the table.
Beating Everton. I'll give him a D for beating Everton. The truth of the matter is the only reason why he's not in relegation is because there are 3 teams, at least 3 teams worse than him, and Brighton can't finish their goals. That's all, can't score and finish their games. That's the only reason. But to say that those from, we're going to go to Wolves in a minute, but from Wolves all the way down are in a relegation battle already. All of them down there. Next is S. Chris Smith and the Honeycomb Miracle. Reef, this is for you. How say you to Sheffield United's manager?
It's so you know, it's very disappointed. It's like obviously it's like you cannot. I so want to see this team doing good. You don't even believe it. The miracle that they beat Man U in that game. I'm like, I text you, all of you before, and I tell this miracle can happen.
You're right.
And it did happen.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like so disappointed to see a team that can win one game against the top things in the Premier League, and then they crash it like dominoes. I mean, he's not consistency there. He's have more loss than every other team. It's absolutely a F, and it's not any other choice, you know.
What grade did you give him?
F.
Schiff. I'm sorry, I have to laugh, but Schiff, go ahead. What grade for?
I'll give him a D. I know he's done a horrible job at the beginning of the season. Like he didn't have any victories for like 17 games, but he's won 3 of his last 5. Right? He's on the upward trajectory. So for that, I'll give him a D because he seems to have improved something enough to win 3 of the last 5 games. And I'm still hopeful that I still think they'll get relegated, but I don't think they'll be lost in the league.
Okay. I'll give him a D for beating Big Sam. All right, let's move to the next one. Oh, the next S is Hasenhüttl and Southampton. This is going to be a tough one. Schiff, let me hear you for Hasenhüttl. What do you give him?
B.
What do you say?
Minus.
B minus. B minus?
Yeah, it's really hard because until 4 games ago, he was so good. I mean, he was like an A territory, but he seems to lose the plot in certain games. Like 9-0, you can't give anyone.
So it was his fault that player went charging along and kicked McTominay, got himself, what's the name?
No, it's not his fault.
The whole concept.
It's not his fault, but things like that happen. Arsenal have gotten donkey number of red cards. They've never lost 9-0. You get a red card, you adjust your team. You make in-game adjustments. You don't put Danny Ings to keep on playing left back, get beaten by who was he getting beaten by on the?
He got
right?
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. I mean, like he made no adjustments. That made it a B minus. But even then, for the last 4 or 5 games, he's just gone downhill.
Reef, how say you for could have been the future Chelsea manager Hasenhüttl of Southampton?
All right. Again, before I know you're going to look at me and laugh at me, but I'm looking for the past 19 games. Where are they? How they did? What is the results? In my observation and in my point, I give them a B plus, and I do believe they're going to go higher and they're going to push up. I'm not saying like top 4, but I'm talking about solid top 10, can maybe even push and trying to get to Europe. They're playing very well, you know.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Reef in the whole concept of the whole 19 games. A B plus. from where they were from another 9-0. This was a freak 9-0. This one's going to hurt more because of how freakish it was. They had United's number. I think, and the kid was too pumped up. I get it. You know you had United's number. You know you could have got to United. If they had played their game, they would have gotten to United and gotten through. Looking at how United was celebrating, a little bit like how Leicester was, a little bit, you know what, look, they're down. They even ended up being down another man as well. But
because Martial dived.
Yeah, he did. You know, it's a little bit disgusting. But as a manager, a Hasahuto, B+. All right, let's go to the next one. This next manager, T for Tottenham, started this whole situation from Reef. This is actually down to Reef's topic. That's why we're doing this. Reef, once again, how say you for Jose the Silver Fox Mourinho?
Why are you going for me for?
It has to be you. Okay, I tell you what. No, we could go to Schiff. Schiff first. Go ahead, Schiff.
I'm gonna give him a B+.
It's not Joseph, so it's going to be even.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give him a B+. You know, he managed to get them to the top of the league, but I am also grading on the last month how down they've gone. Like they've had a horrible January, but at the end of the day, they're fighting for top 4. They're in 4 competitions. They have a cup final coming up. He might get Tottenham their first cup. I believe he will. I think he'll beat Man City there.
If it had taken place in February, where he wanted it, before all of this came collapsing down, I would have said he would have got it in the bag. However, now with Man City in February, strong as they are,
I mean, it's going to be in April. Man City is going to be doing worried about Champions League, FA Cup, and this. This is going to be Tottenham's big thing that they haven't won a trophy in 12 years, right?
Yes.
And somehow Jose always manages to win a final. I don't know what it is about him, but he does. So I think when's the last time he lost a final?
FA Cup against Conte against us, Chelsea.
Okay, that's the last one. He lost.
And what happened? He got fired after that?
Yeah. But
Okay.
he does get a lot of
he does.
And
he does.
Right. And Tottenham are desperate for a trophy. Again, I think he's lost. The next 3 or 4 games are going to tell me a lot. Right? Because.
But we're talking about the last 19.
19. That's what we're grading them. How say you? B+?
Yeah. B+ for the last 20 games.
Reef.
For the season. It's not just the Premier League. It's also Europa
League, League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah,
they knocked us out of the League Cup. Reef, I'll say you for Jose. Are you sticking to E-?
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I'm looking on the last 19 game. He's have a lot of difficult game. He lost one of his star game, and he do not know how to catch his play and play the game. I'm sorry. You need to see what's going on after Kane is out. He's like all his dominoes falling all around him. So from this point, it was E-, correct?
It was E-.
I'm sticking with E-.
Oh, wow.
Okay, can I understand one thing?
Go ahead.
If you're doing it based on the 20 games, you've given Arteta a C, who is 6 points below Tottenham, right? Not in the Carling Cup, haven't done well in other stuff. You're giving him a C, but Jose an E-. Is that just because you hate him?
Forcing Arteta, I give a C if we're going to go like that. For the amount of the play and the potential he's having the team, we the one that come from Real Madrid that used to play in Spain, come back and Kane and all the team, and he's have a lot of star in the team. I'm sorry, he's supposed to push and to be on the top against Manchester City and Liverpool to ride the horse in full volume, and he's not doing it. You don't see that because you like it so much.
Fucking Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld.
Dude, how many injuries ever?
Go ahead, Reef.
How many injuries having the team? I mean, big play injury except Eric Kane. No one.
I mean, Serge,
No one.
Lo Celso, Serge, and
Look,
Dombley
you know what?
keeps on getting injured.
He's not the
I,
number
I
one key
agree.
player in the team.
I
He's not the number one key player in the team
He
week
is.
after week.
I
Lo
agree
Celso
that
is very important, and
he.
so is Serge.
Yeah, I agree that he has, for the resources, he's not utilizing all of them. Let's be honest. He is doing his usual, messing people up, messing Deli Ali and all that lot. He's got a Ferrari called Gareth Bell sitting there, and he doesn't want to drive it. He's
I
happy
mean,
driving the Land Rover. Come on, man. Let's be honest,
did
man.
you see Gareth Bale in his last game?
Right.
He's a Ferrari that was made in 1955 who doesn't want to
But
run
we
anymore.
had. I'll take a Ferrari in
It's still a
1950. I'll take a
Ferrari.
Ferrari in 1955.
But
One.
like
Two, we had this
Gareth Bale hasn't
discussion.
played a
Shiv, we had the discussion over WhatsApp when they were playing against Wycombe Wanderers, and I told you Gareth Bale was playing poorly, and you said that. Oh well, check the scoreboard. So you're content with that, right?
No, I here's the thing. I know he hasn't done a good job. Again, what's your grade?
I'm going to actually give him an A-. Simple reason, because he has touched the top of the league. All those who have touched the top of the league have got an A-. So it will be unfair of me not to give him an A-. He has battled quickly to get to where he is, but he's running out of time. You can see the steam has come off. The wheels are coming off very quickly. I said he was hoping to get that trophy in by February so that he can say that, okay, I have the trophy, aren't I wonderful? But it's coming apart. Things are unraveling. He's not playing Dele Alli and players. He's arguing and fighting already with players who are going home. It's coming undone very, very quickly for him. And he has to get some results to get them to get to this year, maybe his last year.
Yeah,
You know, you can see it.
you can see it like what he did in the beginning of the season until like January 1st. I thought
It's
he's
amazing.
doing a great job.
They whipped Man United 6-2 really
They whipped
well.
Man City. They were just on another level.
Yes.
And I think it was that Liverpool game, the 90th minute header by Firmino. It's been downhill since then.
Yep.
It's funny how one play in one, like if they hold on for one more minute there,
Yep.
I think it's a different.
He would have been still on
conversation we
top.
have.
Actually, he would have been still on top of the league. And from then going, that was both of them. Liverpool was second, he was first. And since from them, he's going out. And he's the type of man that, like I said, once he's like that meat in your teeth that you can't get out once you get into the top four. But unfortunately, it looks like the filling of his teeth is loose because it's coming apart very quickly, much quicker than anywhere
Tomorrow
else.
will be interesting. Oh,
I would love to see him tomorrow falling apart in Chelsea. Oh, that was going to be for me the cherry on top of the cream.
Okay, give me some cherry.
Love that.
What's the score? What you got tomorrow?
Score tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea winning 3-1.
I think 0-0. I think both teams just don't want to lose. They're gonna play a tactical, like scary post game.
This is not Tuku, man. I'm with Reef. I'm going for a 3-1 as well. I'm with Reef.
If you're going for a 0-0, you think there's not going to be any goals in this game?
There'll be goals, man. After losing 1-0 to Brighton, you think they're not going to score again?
I think Jose, how he is, he wants to just not lose.
I get it. He might not want to lose, but he's going to lose, especially now that Tuku's Pulisic. I've given you the secret. When you all do your fantasy, what's the name thing? Make sure you put Pulisic in it for tomorrow because he's playing a new position. I've given you all a tip. All right. Let's do our next three. Here's our next three. Big Sam, West Brom. Go ahead, Chief.
C.
Wow, that's generous. Reef.
He came when they were bottom of the league.
He came when they were where they still are. They had just beaten Man City. They were where they still are. And he has got along and bought himself some big pie, meat pie at this stage. And he's eating the meat pie because they paid him that and he's not doing anything. C is too generous. I've given him a D.
Yeah.
Reef.
A little generous.
I give him D minus. Since he came in, I think he's had like 1 or 2 win, or I don't know how many, but it was very disappointing. It's like, nah, you not see the manager that come and grab the team and carry them on the back and moving them forward. You not see that from him. He's like, whatever it is. I'm no worry. I'm getting paid anyway.
Yep, simple as that. Next W, West Ham, David Moyes. A shift wax lyrically, please.
This is my only A+. It's David Moyes. Again, it's about what you.
A+ is that there's no room for improvement. There's no room for improvement. That's the top grade.
For me, A+ is, oh my God, I never in a million years thought they would be this good.
Give them an A then, and a plus that there's room for improvement. So there's no room for improvement whatsoever for West Ham.
They cannot do. They've touched fourth today. They're never going to do better than this. They're never going to aspire to win the league. This is as good as it gets for them.
They're fifth. Reef. West Ham.
Okay, I will give them a B minus. And
what?
You know what? They're not in the top. I mean, like, Manchester United are in the top, and I give them A. I can give them higher than a B minus.
We're not talking about the teams. We're talking about the manager and the resources they have and the expectations they had. Where did you think West Ham would be in the beginning of the season? Did you think they would be in the top 4?
15th.
No, but you know what? We're looking on a 19 game, and that's what I'm looking. I'm looking on all the 19 game. I'm not looking at.
But are you
in the
judging the
beginning of the
manager
season
based on the position that they have, on the resources they have? Like a West Ham being fifth is so much more impressive than Man City being first. Like if
no.
Yes, it is so much more impressive.
I don't see it like that.
You
That's
think
why
Man
you're
City...
giving your score for the team, and I'm giving my score for the team.
No, but like, do you think
for the manager,
first,
sorry.
What do you think is more impressive? Man City being first, or West Ham on a fifth? Like
okay, granted, but A+.
If I'm giving Pep Guardiola an A, right, because he's done a great job, I am more shocked about West Ham being fifth than I am about Man City leading this. Right, like if you're saying just in the last 20 games, if you told me after 21 games, West Ham are fifth, I would say, oh my God, the manager's done an amazing job.
B+.
Again, guys, like you have to judge it on what your expectations were.
He hasn't touched the top 4. He's not in the top 4 and on top of the league. So why would I give him more than that? A- to the people who have actually touched the top of the what's
But it has to be about expectations. Like Man City touching the top 4 is, or Man United or Liverpool.
It's expectation, right? It's expectation, right?
West Ham doing what they're doing is beyond my wildest expectation.
B+.
Okay, I said B minus for that. And you want to say A+?
Yes.
We go to A+. It's your decision. It's what you choose.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, in nomine Padre, Espiritu Santos, amen. Wolves. My goodness. Who wants to start?
D.
Reef?
I give them a detail. It's like, compared to last season, it's something that you see them last season and you expect that they build on it for the next season. But as we know in the Premier League, it's so hard to mimic your results from season to season. And last season they've been very good, and this season is like they're falling apart every game.
Yep. I also give them a D, and I'll ask our viewers now that we finished the full game. We've got one more thing to say before we finish the full game, but you can catch us on A Hint of Blue Cheese at YouTube. You can leave your comments and hear this podcast, which will be published tomorrow, and I'll be chatting on there live as I do every week. Also, you can email us at bluecheese1905@yahoo.com and send your messages. Just before we leave, gentlemen, the score, please. Liverpool versus Man City. Reef.
Why we cannot talk about the game?
Talk about the game. Talk about the game. And give me a score.
It's so it's so hard to make a decision about, especially because I mean I didn't expect Liverpool to lose today.
No.
I did not expect it at all.
No.
Yes, without the keeper, without money, with all this change and different plan, different formation of the team, I still expect Liverpool going to win it. But you know, when you come in for a game that you lost before for a loyal team, it's not giving you a rise to confidence. Manchester City right now riding the top of the, I mean, not the top, but riding the horse very well.
They're on top of the
Very
league.
comfortable. Huh?
They're on top of the league and they're riding it well with the game in hand.
And definitely, I do believe Manchester City going to win 2-1.
Okay. Schiff, I know you need to leave and so forth. Good captain, so give us what you need.
1-0 to the City. I don't see Liverpool scoring.
Wow. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to say Liverpool are going to step up to the game. They're going to hand City their first defeat, and they're going to blotch that unclean, that clean sheet and win 2-1. Schiff, say goodbye to the folks.
Goodbye, people.
See
I
you
got to
all
go
next
eat.
week. Yep. Reef, say goodbye to the good folks.
Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy the weekend.
And from yours truly, keep your hands clean, take care of yourself, love one another, and we'll see you with the results all next week. Take care, folks. Bye-bye now.